This week, it will be a very tough week for immigrants in the United States because ICE is outside in the streets doing raids and detaining immigrants. So who are they looking for? They are mostly looking for people who have prior criminal records or people who have prior orders of deportation and who have not followed the orders of the judges or who have re-entered the United States after being deported. So what do we need to remember in these situations? Well, number one, what you need to remember is if ICE comes to your house, they need to have an arrest warrant. You should not open the door. You can always talk with the door closed and say, who are you looking for? And if ICE says your name, then the next question is, do you have an arrest warrant? And if ICE has an arrest warrant, because they are getting warrants, especially with people with aggravated felonies. But if they have a warrant, then my advice is that the person they're looking for should leave the house, close the door to avoid ICE from coming inside the house. And if they don't have a warrant, you don't have to open the door and nothing is going to happen. They cannot break the door. They shouldn't. It's against the law. If they do, then there will be a lawsuit against that because that's a violation of the law. But they need to have a warrant. Now, if they don't come to your house, but they wait outside for you and you are in a public area and they ask you what's your name and you provide in your name and you are the person they're looking for, then you are going to be detained. If they wait until you get in your car and you're driving and they stopped you, they turn on the lights and they stopped you, then you can talk, you can lower the window and you can talk. You don't have to open the door of the car. The same thing that happens when you're inside your house happens if you are inside the car. So if they say, get out of the car, you say, do you have an arrest warrant? And if they don't have an arrest warrant, they cannot break the window or open door or any of that. Now, if you are detained, then what happens? Well, number one, you need to provide your real name because we need to find you. Number two, you need to say these keywords and please memorize them. You need to be able to say, I want to see a judge. I would like to remain silent and I want to talk to my lawyer. Those three things are key, are fundamental. If you don't say them, they may not provide you with what you really need. I want to see a judge. I want to talk to my lawyer and I will remain silent. Okay. Now, by saying those three things, you're activating your rights. And officers, what are they going to do is they're going to let you make a phone call. You're going to call your family member, the person that you know that is going to answer the phone. And then that person is going to go look for a lawyer. Now, what you need to know if you are detained is this. If you've been in the United States for less than 2 years, you don't have the right to see a judge. And they will just detain you and deport you. However, if you've been here for more than 2 years, then you are entitled to an immigration hearing with a judge. Now, are you entitled to be bailed out? Can you leave immigration detention? That will depend on several factors. If you don't have a criminal record, then, and you've been here for more than 2 years, most likely you will be entitled to bond. And if they don't want to place a bond amount, you can go to court and ask a judge for that bail. However, if you have any type of criminal record that it's related to a felony or a simple shoplifting or a crime of fraud, or not even a crime, but somebody accused you of fraud, then you are subject to mandatory detention and you will be able to see the judge, but you will not be able to leave the immigration detention. So it's important for you to know these things so they don't surprise you if that happens. If you don't have any criminal record and you are only undocumented, then most likely you will be allowed out of that detention to be able to go to see the judge from your house. If you have a prior DUI or a prior domestic violence, then we are in trouble because those are considered but for public safety. And so the ICE officer may not allow you to get out of detention. Regardless of whatever happens, you are entitled to see an immigration judge, and you should do the process, because the other option is for you to sign voluntary departure, and that is something that no immigrant should ever sign, because if you do, you are basically saying, I don't want to see the judge, I just want to be deported, I'll never come back. And that is not the reality of thousands and thousands of immigrants who are here raising families, who need to try to stay inside the United States as much as possible because they need kids to raise. So please do not ever sign a voluntary departure order. Avoid it at all costs. If you already have an order of deportation, you won't be allowed to see a judge again. They will just detain you and deport you. And in that case, well, there is not much we can do. And so please do not spend thousands of dollars in immigration lawyers, because if you are in violation of an immigration deportation order, it's extremely, extremely hard. And unless you have a very excruciating humanitarian reason, it will be almost impossible to stop ICE from deporting you. So as you can see, things look very grim right now, but all of these will pass. All of these will pass. Most of us, most of the immigrant community are hardworking, very honest and decent people. We are not criminals, as everybody is trying to make that saying. The truth is, and the numbers and the statistics show, that immigrants commit crimes in a much less percentage than American citizens. And the truth is, because it shows in the numbers, that immigrants are a great workforce in the United States. So at some point, Americans are going to have to realize that all of these efforts to terrorize immigrants and force them to self-deport are going to hurt not only the economy, but the lives of Americans in the United States.